Hello and welcome to this next preliminary game between Italy, who is going to be on table left in their bright yellow uniforms, and Hungary on table right. We're going to be going over the lineups for each team, starting with Italy. With Italy, we have number 5, Magdalena Hofer, number 4, Sierra Zischer, number 2, Camilla Pizzotto, and number 1, Anna Maria Innernhofer. And for Hungary, we have number 1, Annette Julia Menzai, number 2, Monica Lucasi, number 3, Lilia Hodobas, number 4, Felicita Simon, and number 5, Cindy Horvath. Let's see which players are on court right now. On Italy, we have Camilla Pizzotto, number 2, we also have number 5, Magdalena Hofer, and number 4, Sierra Zischer. Let's see if we can see the numbers for Italy. They're already down in their positions, so it might not be possible until they stand up again. Italy will be starting with this ball for the first half. The ball will be taken by Sierra Zischer, who's heading over to that left side of the court, past Camilla Pizzotto, throws a bouncing ball into the center for Hungary, saved, and quick shotted back over, almost a goal as Camilla Pizzotto didn't go down into a diving form, but just got it at the last second. This ball saved, thrown by, I believe, the number 1 of Hungary, Menzai. Thrown back, but saved again by Menzai. Now taken by the number 3, I believe, who is Lilia Hadobas. Now we have a ball being taken by Hofer from Italy. Bounced a little bit, but saved by Italy's left wing. Number 1, that is Menzai, takes the ball but throws that out. Again, Hofer from Italy's right side will be bouncing the ball down, but doesn't keep its bounce on the way down, and will be picked up by Menzai. Throws this ball right down the line from that left-hand side of the court. Picked up by Hofer again. Hofer spinning around, throwing into the center for Italy. Number 3, Hadoba, quick shots that ball back, but is blocked by Hofer. Pizzotto is over to try to throw the ball herself now this time, now that she hasn't really had a lot of opportunities to do so from Italy. She throws a ball down the line but is out. That means that Menzai will have her next opportunity. Menzai from the left post, throwing right-handed, right down to Hofer, who makes a last-minute save. She's backing up towards the goal, throwing a bouncing ball that actually has improved quite a lot throughout this tournament into number, I believe this is number 5, but we really can't see her jersey number that well from here because the front number is so small. Yep, that is number 5, Cindy Horvath, playing the right wing for Italy. Horvath into Hofer again. Hofer bounces the ball into Hadoba. Hadobas out again on Hofer's side. Hofer will collect the ball again and throw herself. She's running over to the other side for Italy, hands the ball off to Pizzotto. Pizzotto throwing from that left side into the center region where Hadobas is going to make the block and pass that ball off to Cindy Horvath, number 5 on the right wing. She's throwing the ball down the line but is saved by Pizzotto. Pizzotto handing the ball off Now to Zischer, who's the center. She's going to spin around and throw a skipping ball into the center for Hungary, but saved by Hadobas. Hadoba's passing off to Menzai on that left side. She's going to set up and throw a ball straight into the gap between Hofer and Pizzotta. Pizzotta comes over for a secondary defense save, but the ball just pops out. Hofer is going to take this ball from that right-hand side. She's going to spin around, bounce the ball down the line, but it just trickles out. That means that Menzai will have her next opportunity for Hungary. Menzai now. Horvath actually takes the ball after a dummy and throws it out. A dummy, if you don't know, is if when other players on the court try to distract your noise and stomp a little bit. Now Zischer for Italy gets the ball from Pizzotta and comes over to the side of Hofer to throw. That right side throws into the center, though. A lot of inaccuracies from Italy's throwers, making it easy for Hungary to make defensive saves. Quick shot by Zischer into the center again to Hadoba, who's going to slowly throw the ball down, pops over Hofer and into the back of the net. Hofer was just leaned back just a little bit, and Hungary takes the lead with 1-0. There was noise during that ball, and there was no throw. Sarah Cooper from Germany. She's clarifying with the table something. But it looks like Hungary will not receive that goal, so there's a correction. Italy received an illegal coaching, though, even though they didn't concede that goal because of noise. They did concede an illegal coaching penalty, which Magdalena Hofer is going to have to block. She's heading to center right now, while Zischer and Pizzotta head off the court. And the ball will be taken by Hungary's number 1, Menzai. Menzai's heading over to that left post, and she throws across court. The ball goes into the goal because Hofer guessed the wrong way and just dropped a little bit too early. Hungary does still take, even though they did not score that first goal, a 1-0 lead over Italy in this group stage match. Zischer now, without spinning around, throws the ball into the center. The center Hadobas quick shots, but Hofer's there to block the ball. Hofer bounces that ball over Hadobas and gets Italy's first goal of the match, equalizing with 8 minutes and 13 seconds left on this clock. I believe that is actually Magdalena Hofer's first goal of the tournament. And to equalize a game must be thrilling. Now Hungary has conceded a penalty with Menzai throwing a high ball. If you guys are not GoalBall fans and have not watched on a regular basis, a high ball is when the ball doesn't touch the ground once before that 6-meter red line in front of them. And that means that they have conceded a high ball penalty and will have to block the entire court all by themselves. Menzai's throw is just a little bit in the air on release. Zischer will take this throw, but it looks like Menzai will easily block it, which means that the opportunity was taken and is gone. The game still remains tied 1-1. The ball's dropped in by Menzai. She's taking the ball on this left post. She's going to throw a bouncing ball into the center, quick shotted by Zischer into the center for Hungary, but saved. Hadobas is actually quick shotting back over to Hofer, but Hofer makes a safe block and will take the ball herself this time. Full 10-second shot clock as that ball was thrown out into the center on Hadobas, passed off to Menzai. Seems to be Hungary's main thrower. Menzai is going to throw into the center for Italy at Zischer, but she makes a safe block and will pass over to Pizzotta on that left-hand side of the court. Pizzotta throws a full cross, but safely blocked by Menzai. Menzai now on that left-hand side of Hungary. Will throw across court at Pizzotta, but actually it was blocked by the feet of Zischer, who's bringing the ball all the way back to Pizzotta. Pizzotta is going to take the throw, throws into that right gap for Hungary, right in front of her, and then Horvath attempts to throw, but it's a timeout called by Hungary, so there will be no throw. The ball will be returned back to Hungary. And we will see if Hungary has a new game plan to score on Italy, and vice versa, if Italy can come up with a game plan now that there is a stalemate in this game and they are tied 1-1 with 7 minutes and 7 seconds left on the clock. Very interesting game so far. Not a lot of goals. The teams are throwing actually quite a lot to the center players of the court. I said it yesterday, but I'll also say it today. Center is one of the least likely places to score in GoalBall, although it's one of the easiest places to throw to for some reason. As a player myself, I know I can hit center on any day if you wake me up at like 5 a.m., but I most certainly cannot hit maybe another shot. Hungary with a 10-second penalty. They took too long because they had to chase down that ball. Then their coach called a timeout, and they just didn't have enough time to get that shot off. A crucial mistake made by the coaching staff of Hungary, and also the players as well, who should have thrown that ball out. So now Italy will have another opportunity to take advantage of the mistakes that Hungary made. They are going to have, it looks like they're going to have their center, Hadoba, block this penalty. I may be wrong, though. It could also be Horvath. The ball's thrown out by Zischer. Another cardinal sin of GoalBall to throw the ball out on a penalty shot. Penalties are actually more of a mental game. So Horvath now. Opportunity to score, but doesn't. Zischer makes a clean block and will pass it back to Pizzotta, who's going to just throw the ball down the line, but out before the high ball line on the other side, which means that Hungary will have a full 10-second shot clock to throw this ball down to the other end. They're all meeting in center. Likely there's going to be a dummy. There was. And now Menzai will take the ball on the left side and throw a full cross over to Pizzotta, which is easily blocked by her. She's going to back up all the way to the net and try again down the line, but is blocked by Cindy Horvath. Horvath, quick shot back to Pizzotta, but cleanly blocked. Pizzotta backs up and tries to throw a skipping shot into the right gap between the center, Hadobas, and Horvath. It is saved, and now Hofer is over for Italy to take that ball. Throws a somewhat of a bouncier ball into the hands of Horvath. Italy showing a little bit more skills this game in terms of more advanced skills, with Hofer coming over to take the ball from Pizzotta, which hasn't really happened much in recent games. A little bit better throws coming from Hofer as well as since this tournament has started going on. So they're slowly improving. Again, if you guys don't know, this is Italy's debut in a tournament with their women's team. They've had their men's team compete in a Paralympic Games a while ago, and they generally also compete in the Europeans. I believe they're in the C pool, but the women have not had a team, and so this is their first debut in the European B pool. Hofer makes this block by Menzai, who throws directly down the line, easily blocked by her feet. She's going to set up the shot and throw a bouncing shot into the gap and just past Menzai's feet, who dives to the line, and her feet are not strong enough to save that ball, and the ball ends up in the back of the net. Ball blocked from the Hofer now accidentally drops the ball on that. A high ball penalty. Hungary all in the middle. Dummy stomps to try to confuse the other team. Right down the line. Saved by Hofer again. Hofer backs up all the way to the goal and will throw a little bit of a faster shot with more velocity over to Hadobas from Hungary. Hudobas passes the ball to Menzai, and Menzai will go ahead and throw that ball down the line to Hofer, deflected forward, and Zischer will collect the ball now. Zischer heading over to that right post to throw the ball this time. Not a lot of time left for her to throw, so she's going to have to go soon. Good. Will throw down to Menzai. Clean block by Menzai. Menzai down the line and just out by the time it gets to Hofer. Pizzota is now over right now. And Zischer actually will pick up the ball. All three players moving to a different place. Zischer on the left side of the court now. And will throw a spinning ball into the center, easily blocked by Hudobas. Quick shotted back to that center region. She also easily blocks the ball and will pass to Magdalena Hofer. Hofer now blocks that ball in that gap between Menzai and Hudobas. Passes the ball to Menzai, who will throw the ball into the center. Zischer, who just spun around and threw the ball at Menzai again on that left side for Hungary's defense. Menzai will back up and throw that ball all the way down to Hofer, who almost moved out of the way but just dropped on the ball. Hofer backing up to the goal this time. Throwing a ball into the center, but blocked by Hudobas, who was going to quick shot, but Hungary's coaching staff has called a timeout, hopefully to try to set up a shot so that they can equalize this game. 3 minutes and 9 seconds left on the clock for this game. The score is 2-1 Italy. This is the first time in this tournament that Italy is leading, so they can be quite proud. They are the underdogs in this match, as we saw yesterday when Spain faced Hungary and was upset by the underdogs. And it looks like Hungary, after this timeout, will be making a substitution to bring in a new player, number 4. I believe that is Simon. And that ball is just blocked out by the foot of Hofer. We can expect maybe on the next shot down that Simon will be coming in, maybe for Horvath on the right wing. That's where she was playing yesterday. Hofer spins around and throws a slightly bouncing ball into the center region between Hudobas and Menzai. Menzai is actually making her way out, and Simon will be heading in on that left wing. Let's see if they have any position changes down there. Looks like Simon will actually, she's heading over to the center now. She will be playing the left wing. She just came to go get the ball. She is throwing a little bit of a faster velocity shot across the face of Zischer, but Zischer blocks that ball out easily with her feet. Zischer, bouncing ball, spinning into the center. Sierra Zischer passes off to Camilla Pizzota and gives the ball over to Cindy Horvath after they make that save in the gap between them on that right side for Hungary. Cross the face shot by Horvath, but Zischer saves that on Italy's left side. Saved and passed over to the substitute Simon, who's going to stand up on the front line, spin around, and offer a bouncing ball towards Hofer, but Hofer easily saves it, deflects it forward. Camilla Pizzota over on the right side of the court this time, going to send Magdalena Hofer off and throw from that side. She throws directly down the line, but unfortunately it's out. She's making her way back to her spot while all of Hungary's players are headed to the center. They are going to do another dummy play where players make noise while the other ones throw. Simon takes the ball on that wing, and two of Hungary's players are actually on the one side. And luckily that ball got blocked out by Italy, because if they would have thrown and it didn't get blocked out, the coaching staff from Hungary wouldn't have had the opportunity to tell them that the two players were on the one side, and they wouldn't maybe have found out till the block was made. A block by Hadobas. Hadobas to Simon. Simon spins around and throws a bouncing ball into Zischer, who saves that with her hands. Zischer now in the center region of the court, backing up, spinning around, and throwing a slightly bouncing ball over to Hungary's right side of the court, but saved by Cindy Horvath. Horvath into Sierra Zischer, who does a quick shot into that gap between Hadobas and Horvath. Hadobas, quick shots. Simon, who needs to bring the ball all the way back to Hofer. Hofer's going to have to throw back soon. A quicker shot by Hofer than usual into the center, but saved by Hadobas. Hadobas. Simon into Zischer. With 44 seconds on the clock, Pizzotta's throwing from that left-hand side, saved by Horvath. Horvath is going to back up on that right side for Hungary on that post and throw a slightly bouncier ball into that gap, but saved by the feet of Zischer on the left side of Italy. She moves out Camilla Pizzotta, goes to the left side, throws a bouncing ball down the line on Hungary's right side, saved by Cindy Horvath. She's going to go to back center and meet Simon, who's going to take the ball. A little bit of noise from Hadobas in center to distract maybe Italy, but doesn't work. Quick shot by Zischer, just saved by Simon on Hungary's left wing. She's going to scoot up to the front line, make a throw with a spinning ball, but unfortunately was not aligned and threw the ball out. Italy received some information from their coaching staff, and Hofer will be taking this next throw. It is now halftime. The halftime score is 2-1. Italy is leading in their debut of the European Bees against Hungary, going into this game as the underdog team, not expected to do much in this tournament, and is making a statement so far in this first half. A lot of inaccurate shots, but a lot of opportunities for both teams to take advantage of the scoreline if they can get a ball in. Italy, with all the momentum on their side of the court right now, as the underdogs of this game, having a little bit of energy to be able to bring into the second half with them leading and being able to be defensively sound. The one goal that Hungary scored was actually on the right side on Magdalena Hofer, who is just leaning back slightly. And on the other side, they were actually able to score 2 goals on Hungary off of 2 of the same similar goals, same situations, where the players were just leaning back just a little bit, and it caused the balls to ramp into the net. We're going to see if there's going to be any second half changes. We have not seen in this tournament yet number 1 from Italy, which is Anna Maria Innenhofer, play yet, and we also haven't seen a lot of substitutions from Hungary as well. We haven't seen Monica Lucasi play, or actually we just haven't seen Monica Lucasi play. We've seen Simon play Felicita Simon play yesterday. She's also in now. Cindy Horvath, who was also playing that game, and Menzai, Annette Julia Menzai play this game, but unfortunately we have not seen Lucasi, so potentially Hungary will sub her in at some point throughout this tournament, as well as Italy subbing in Innerhofer. It looks like there will be no changes for Italy, so Innerhofer will be on the bench still. Again, Italy's team is all under the age of 25, so they're actually all quite young. First debut in an international tournament, so they can be proud of the half that they've played so far. It looks like Hungary will be with number 2, who is Lucasi. I was just saying we haven't seen her in a game so far. So Lucasi will be playing the left wing. It looks like we will be staying with, these players are sitting, so it's actually not easy to see what numbers they are. Number 4, Simon, and potentially also number 3, Hadobas, who was in center the first half, out on the court. So it looks like that will be the only change made in this game, but we will have that confirmed by the referees once the second half starts. Again, I am available for you guys in the chat if you have any feedback. I know that they were working on the audio, so it should actually be a lot better this game. So I do hope for you guys that it is, but I will do my best as the commentator to try to make the best out of the situation that we have if it has not been resolved, but I do believe that it has. The ball will be starting with Hungary this half. It looks like the ball will be taken by Lukasi on the left wing. There is a plane flying overhead, so we will have an official's timeout so that neither team has an advantage or disadvantage in any case. So we will start over again. There is 11:53 left on the clock in this second half, and Lukasi will have a full 10-second time clock with that official's timeout to throw. She throws a high ball on her first throw. Unfortunate, as the substitute coming in potentially with a lot of pressure on her back, and with Hungary being at a 1-goal deficit, throwing that high ball was potentially the wrong time to do so. But now Italy has a opportunity. Sierra Zischer set up on that right side for Hungary. Unfortunately, throws that ball too central into the court, and Lukasi makes the block. So the opportunity again is taken away from Italy. Italy hasn't had the opportunity to score on many penalties here, mainly because of the accuracy of the team. They haven't been able to place their shots in the right place, mainly from Zischer in the center. So maybe this is the one thing that she can take away from this tournament, being her first, that the penalty accuracy needs to be less central because it's easier for players to block. But again, strong throws and a lot to be proud of from Italy. Hofer taking the ball from the left side from Camilla Pizzotta, throwing into the center, blocked by Hadobas, given off to Simon, who makes a throw into the center at Zischer again. Zischer spins around in the center region of the court and throws to Hadobas in center for Hungary. Passes off to Lukasi. Lukasi from the left side of the court throws a smooth ball into Zischer, who's going to quick shot back to that left side of the court. Very accurate quick shot. That was a great idea by Sierra Zischer. Lukasi now, number 2, that left side of the court. Throwing her second throw in a row, very smooth ball, just collected by the hands of Zischer, and now passed off to the right wing, Magdalena Hofer. Unfortunately, Hofer throws that ball out, but it had a lot more speed on it than it has previously. Hungary with a lot of energy, all heading to the center to try to maybe make some noise and do a dummy throw. The left wing, Lukasi's taking the ball. Throwing into the center, just saved by Zischer. She's going to take the ball herself out of the center. Moving over to Pizzotta on the left side. Zischer throwing a bouncing ball to Hadobas' right side, collected by her feet, and quick shotted back to Zischer. Zischer collected by her feet, and will hand over to Pizzotta on the left side of the court. Pizzotta now throwing the ball cross court to Lukasi, who just collects the ball. She's going to back up all the way to that left post. Throw a smooth ball, very smooth ball, into the center at Zischer. Zischer collects the ball and will hand off to Hofer, but Hofer's not there. So she's going to center off the court and throw herself from that side. She's going to have to throw quick, though. Yep. Italy concedes a 10-second penalty. It just took a little bit too long from Sierra Zischer. So they will be choosing a player to block. It looks like they chose number 5, Magdalena Hofer, to block this penalty. Hofer will now have her opportunity to redeem herself from the first penalty that she did not block. Looks like this penalty will be taken by Simon on the right side, but first we have an official's timeout for a plane flying overhead. There's an airport actually quite close to here, so we're giving all of the same advantages to both teams. Simon from the right side, throwing a ball down the line, not blocked by Hofer, and Hungary just tied the game 2-2 against newcomers Italy, coming back from behind with 9 minutes and 58 seconds left in the second half. Italy will take a timeout to regroup after that, maybe telling the girls that they need to hurry up on some of the throws, that perhaps the 10 seconds is running a little bit fast here today. I said that in earlier games, that I believe that the 10 seconds is running fast, but I actually did think that that was a legitimate 10-second penalty. So they may need to have the girls hurry up just a little bit on what they're doing. Italy now looks like they'll start off of this timeout with Sierra Zischer from that left side. Zischer spins around and throws into that right gap, but Hadoba is up for the block for Hungary. She passes off to Simon. Simon throws the ball down the line, blocked by the feet of Zischer. Zischer's going to go ahead and pass off to Pizzotta. Pizzotta's throwing into the center, but is blocked by Hadobas. Hadobas to Lucasi. Lucasi is now on this left post. She's going to throw a smooth ball into Magdalena Hofer, who just blocks that ball at the last second. Zischer now into the gap. Oh, just deflected off of the foot of Hadobas, but collected by Simon. Simon, a short cross into Hofer. Hofer blocks that ball, and Zischer will chase after it. They're going to have to throw this ball with a little bit more pace on it. Hofer gets the ball off in time, but unfortunately throws the ball out. Now we have Lucasi throws a smooth ball cross court, and Pizzotta blocks that ball out. Great ball by Lucasi. Pizzotta starting at that left post, throwing into the center, but blocked by Hadobas. Hadobas quick shots that back to the center region, past Sierra Zischer, and was saved by Magdalena Hofer. Magdalena Hofer throws a slightly bouncing ball across court to Hungary's right wing. Simon sets up in that center region, sending out Hadobas, and throws a ball into almost the corner of Hofer, but it goes out just at the post. Zischer is now over to collect that ball on that right side. Zischer spinning around, throwing the ball into the center region of the court, but saved safely by Hadobas. Passed off to Lucasi. Lucasi setting up on that left post, throwing a smooth ball, almost maybe a high ball, deflected off of the hands of Zischer, but saved by Hofer, who is behind her. Hofer throws into the center region, but blocked by Hadobas, passed off to Lucasi. Lucasi will now set up at that left post. There's not a lot of movement happening, and Hungary just got their third goal of the game. Magdalena Hofer was just slightly just not in the right position with her body. She was slightly leaning back, and the ball had a chance to ramp off of her into the goal. Again, a mistake made by Italy, but again, Italy is quite a new team, so they can be proud of sticking to this performance in this game. Lucasi into the center at Zischer. Zischer spins and quick shots into the right side player, Simon of Hungary. There's another plane coming across here. Again, the airport is very close, so we're having another official's timeout so that the players all have the same advantage in this game. The ball is in the center with Simon right now from Hungary, who is the right wing player for Hungary. She's going to wind up and throw a skipping ball down to Hofer, but Both players, Zischer and Hofer, chased after that ball and ran into each other. Zischer out of the center throws a skipping ball down to Simon. Simon cleanly blocks the ball, tries to quick return, but it was out, just not aligned with her body. So Pizzotta on the left side for Italy will have the next shot. She throws into the center. Hadobas makes the block and will move a little bit over to the left side so that she can potentially throw at Zischer, whose hands were not in the right position. And that means that now Hungary will take a 4-2 lead with that deflection from Sierra Zischer. Italy will take a timeout to regroup their women and try to refocus, try to call some offensive plays. Right now they're throwing too much into the center, which is not giving them the opportunity to score more goals this game. They need to put more accurate shots against Hungary, and that has been their Achilles heel throughout this tournament, not throwing accurate shots. They have, however, played a few games so far, and in those few games when they have thrown accurate shots, they have been able to score. Italy will come out of this timeout with a position change for all three players. Sierra Zischer, who was in the center, will now be taking the right wing. Camilla Pizzotta, who is on the left, is now in center. And Magdalena Hofer, who is on the right wing, is now playing left. She will take this first throw and throw a bouncing ball into the center, across the face a little bit, but saved by Hadobas. Passed off to Lucasi. Lucasi will take this ball from the left wing and will throw into the center region, and saved by Pizzotta, who's going to pass the ball off to the new right wing, Sierra Zischer. Zischer spins around and throws a skipping ball into the gap between Lucasi and Hadobas, but thrown back by Hadobas. Sierra Zischer now into she throws into the left-hand side of the court to Lucasi, but saved. Lucasi throwing a smooth ball down the court to Hofer, who just drops at the last second to save that ball on the left side of the court. Hofer throws a bouncing ball, almost dove out of the way from that right wing, Simon, but saved by the center. Hadobas, now Simon throws across court and just saved by Zischer. And now spinning around, she throws down the line to the feet of Lucasi on the left wing and blocked out. Lucasi, setting up on the left post, will take this ball, generally throwing smooth. Too much angle on the ball, tries for a full cross, but is not able to achieve that. Goes out before the other team's high ball line. So now Italy will have a full 10 seconds. Sierra Zischer goes over to that left wing, picks up the ball and takes it back to her position over on the right, spins around and just slams the ball into the ground. That looks like it actually hurt her hand pretty bad, and the ball just floats out. Now Hungary has a full 10 seconds. They'll do a dummy play in the middle, a couple of players stomping, but Simon is not able to set that shot up and throws it out. So now Hofer will have the next opportunity. 5 minutes and 44 seconds left on the clock. The score is 4-2 for Hungary. So Italy is looking to make some offensive plays to hopefully come back and equalize this game. Quick shot by Hadobas, but blocked by Hofer on the left-hand side of the court. Hofer has her next opportunity. She winds up for her throw now on the left side. Throws a slightly bouncing ball across the face of the center, but saved by Hadobas, and will be passed off to the left wing, Lucasi. Lucasi, smooth ball across court to Hofer. It seems like the strategy for Hungary is to throw at Hofer, because they were throwing at her before she switched wings, and now that she has switched, they have switched their offense game plan to throw at her over on that left side of the court. Zischer almost makes a goal, deflecting that spin off of the feet of the center, and just saved as the ball went down. Center for Italy, Hadobas almost also just scored on Hofer, but the ball went out at the last second. Hofer into the center for Hungary, saved. And now passed off to Lukasi for Hungary. Lukasi setting up on that left post, shooting a smooth ball, but too much angle at Hofer on the left side. Sierra Zischer running over to that side to take the ball off of Hofer. She's going to go ahead and throw from her side, the right side, off of a sweep, and just a high ball thrown by Zischer. She just ran a little bit too far and released the ball after the high ball line. She will now be the only player on the court to save this ball. If you don't know GoalBall, again, if a player is not able to release the ball by that 6-meter line, they concede a high ball for their team, and they have to block the entire 9-meter net all by themselves. So it looks like Simon will be taking this ball from the left side. This is Italy's third penalty this game, unfortunately. She's going to be throwing down and saved by Sierra Zischer, who set up on that high ball line, cheated over to that left side, and was able to save that ball from Simon. Great block by Zischer, and a save so that they don't go into a 3-goal deficit. The score is still 4-2 Hungary, and Italy is looking to make their comeback with 4 minutes and 37 seconds left on this clock. Lukasi into the center, into Pizzotta, who now takes the throw and throws into Hungary center. Hadobas, who makes a quick shot into Sierra Zischer. Camilla Pizzotta's feet swing forward, but the ball was not able to hit it, so Zischer will be the throwing player. Throws into Lukasi. Not enough bounce on that ball from Zischer. Hungary having Lukasi and Simon meet in back center. Simon moving the center out of the way and throws a ball from the center of the court into Pizzotta in Italy center. Pizzotta is bringing the ball back to Zischer on the right wing, but she's going to have to throw fast so she doesn't receive a 10-second penalty. Zischer just throwing the ball at the end of the wing line for Hungary, so Lukasi will have the next throw. Lukasi, just a short cross over Magdalena Hofer's feet on that left side of the court and deflected into the corner. Hungary takes a 5-2 lead over Italy with 3 minutes and 46 seconds left on the clock for this game. Hofer and Zischer will be switching now. So Zischer is now on the left wing, spinning around, throwing that ball down the line at Simon, but just blocked on the right side of the court. Simon setting up on the front line to throw this ball. Will just throw a slightly skipping ball into Italy's left gap, but blocked out by Pizzotta. Pizzotta. Now we have Zischer setting up on that left side, throwing a full cross, but is out before it's able to hit the defense player for Hungary. So Hungary has now called a timeout with 3 minutes and 23 seconds left on the clock in the second half. Hungary is looking to retain their lead in this game. Coming into this tournament as the underdogs yesterday, they upset the Spanish team, who received the 4th place finish at the last European B Championships, while Hungary, I believe, was one of the last place teams, almost getting mercied in every single game at the last edition, and in this edition is on their way to their 2nd win of the tournament with a lot of improvement in the last 2 years since the last Europeans. This ball will be taken by Lukasi from Hungary, who's throwing into the center, blocked by Pizzotta. Pizzotta's going to take it, throws quickly into Hungary's right gap, but saved by Hadobas, who's going to quick shot back to Hofer. Hofer is going to back up and throw a bouncing ball across the face of the center. Hadobas passed off to the right wing, Simon for Hungary. She's going to set up this throw at the front line, throwing a bouncing ball across the face of Pizzotta. Pizzotta blocks that ball out with her feet, and it will be coming back in on the right side for Italy, but collected by the left wing Zischer, who sends the right wing Hofer out. Zischer spins around and throws that ball into the gap, but blocked by Lukasi. Lukasi setting up on the left side of the court. throwing a smooth ball into the center, just saved by Pizzotta, just by her arms. She'll back up, not all the way to the net, and take this ball with a couple three-step approach. Hadobas, Hungary center, setting up with a one-step approach. Ball out. She didn't have the alignment to throw that ball. She was not facing forward. So we're going to start with Hofer from Italy, who's starting from this right post. She's throwing a bouncing ball across the court and just saved by the arms of Simon. Simon setting up her throws generally from the wing line and the front line, starting this ball from the wing line, throwing a skipping ball across the face of center and just blocked out by Pizzotta. Looks like it was blocked out in the neutral zone, so the ball will be a turnover back to Hungary. Hungary going to set up a dummy shot. The center is moving over to throw from this left side. She throws a ball that just went past Pizzotta, but saved by Hofer. Pizzotta throws quickly from that throw, being a little bit frazzled that she may have thought that the ball may have almost scored. But again, Hungary has the ball now on the left side of the court. They will be throwing this ball into the center. Pizzotta again. She's going to pass off to Zischer on the left side. Zischer setting up in that left gap, spinning around, throwing the ball just into the center, saved by Hadobas. Hadobas sending Lucasi out, so she's into that left gap, trying to hit Magdalena Hofer. She successfully does so, but Hofer blocks that ball deep in the gap. Hofer's actually quite a tall player, so she covers quite a lot of room. Hofer sends the ball across court to Simon, to Hungary's right side. Simon throwing a bouncing ball, but Pizzotta easily blocks that ball. Will send it over to Sierra Zischer on the left side. Zischer spins around and throws a skipping ball back into Simon. Aggressive ball, hard ball, but now she's lost in the goal for Italy. She just made her way back. Hungary just missed an opportunity, but Hungary scored anyways. Even though they missed the opportunity while Sierra Zischer was lost, they scored a full cross shot from Simon on Magdalena Hofer, who got down just too late and was not able to save that shot. Zischer took the ball back to the left wing and threw across the face from the center, saved by Lucasi on the left wing. Lucasi will take this ball and throw into that right gap and just into the goal off of the feet of Camilla Pizzotta and deflected into the goal. Zischer lost again for Italy in the back of the net. The ball's heading down. Pizzotta saves the ball, luckily, but unfortunately was stuck in the net as Camilla Pizzotta went over there. It's a little bit frazzled for Italy at this moment, but we're heading in. There's 9 seconds left in this game. 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. The game is over, and Hungary collects their second win of this tournament. A frustration for Italy, who is leading in this first half as the underdogs for this game. Hungary wins 7-2 over newcomers and debutants in this European B Championships. Hungary, if you can see, Hungary is thrilled with their win, their second win of the tournament, and they can walk away with another 3 points. Hungary now collects their second win. They have 6 points in this tournament, and Italy just disappointed in this game yet again, but again can walk away with their heads held high with another game, another close game in the first half with great defensive saves. So guys, please join me in the next game. It will be between, I'm pulling up the schedule now. The next game should be in about at 1:40 Central, 1:40 p.m. Portuguese time, and it will be between Ukraine and Finland, two of the teams who are favorites to win this tournament and go back into the European A's. If you do not know already, basically the top 3 teams in this tournament will go back up to the A pool which is the qualifier for the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games. So join me then at 1:40, and we will see each other soon. Thanks for joining me live here at the European Bees in Montesinos, Portugal, and we will see each other very, very soon.